Are you going to stay in the race, Leader McCarthy? You're not dropping off.
I'm not going anywhere.
Love it.
Oh, it's a battle for the gavel on Capitol Hill. Kevin McCarthy losing the first, second, and third vote to secure House Speaker after 20 Republicans voted against him. But Kevin McCarthy's not down for the count. Some members are expecting this thing to go all night, and McCarthy's still confident he's going to be Speaker eventually. Keep this in mind. Until Republicans can agree on a Speaker, the House is basically frozen, meaning they can't even swear in new members or investigate Biden like they promised. Judge Janine.
Yes.
Not a good look for Republicans today.
No. The ordinary American is sitting home and saying, what the heck is wrong with these people? We elected them. We worked hard. We gave them money. We now have the majority in the House, and they can't get along with each other. They don't like have enough problems with the Democrats that they at least can't align against the Democrats. Here's the issue. The issue right now is this. We've had 3 ballots so far. 19 people in the Freedom Caucus don't want a McCarthy. They just don't want him. Well, stop having one ballot after another. You've got to get together, sit down. I feel like Harold Ford. Get together, sit down, and find out what can we do to you 19 people to get you in our group. Because right now, I don't want to hear about Hakeem Jeffries. I don't want to hear about the fact that maybe some moderate Republicans will align with moderate Democrats and put Hakeem Jeffries in. Now, Chip Roy has a point.
Yeah.
He's sick of the swamp. We're all sick of the swamp. But he can't blame McCarthy for the $1.7 trillion omnibus bill. Okay, he can blame McConnell because at the time, McCarthy was not in the majority. Okay, could they have gotten a continuing resolution? Yeah, and pumped it over to January, but they didn't do that. The truth is, and this is my last point, McCarthy worked like a dog for the last 2 years. He raised $250 million for candidates, some of whom haven't even been sworn in yet and were against him. I mean, this guy has done everything he could. Whether you like him or you don't like him, you know, it's time to get together as a party and stop embarrassing yourselves in front of the rest of us.
How long can this last, Dana?
Well, 100 years ago, they went to 113 ballots.
Oh, God.
So this was the third.
Okay.
Could be a long night, folks. Just kidding. It could be days. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that because he's not able to gain any votes on the second, third, maybe even in the fourth ballot at this point, then you have to say that he's already given away a ton of things to this small group of holdout. It's like the opposite of the squad. They make the squad look positively reasonable in this situation. And a lot of this is just an ideological thing. It might be a personal thing. Like, I don't like you. Okay, well, you know, remember when Nancy Pelosi, she held open the vote. There was no proxy voting for Speaker. There was no proxy voting for Speaker because her numbers were very, very small. But they were able to pull together.
Oh, you're saying this is all a secret ballot?
No. But last year, remember during COVID, how she allowed people to vote from home?
Oh, right.
You couldn't do that for the Speaker vote because she needed to have every single Democrat in the chamber so that she could become Speaker. Yes, she was pretty good about twisting those arms. I think that conservatives overall in the country remain deeply dissatisfied with Joe Biden. And every day that the Republicans are going to spend in this exercise with their heels digging in, with the name calling started to ratchet up, and they're talking about now internally within the party enemies, you know, that kind of thing is hard to forget. And one of the first things that this group is going to have to do is come together and decide whether to raise the debt ceiling. So you thought like this ballot is a tough one. Wait till you get to that one.
We're just getting started with this kind of drama, Greg.
Yeah, you know, speaking of drama, you know the difference between that last vote 100 years ago and this one? This one's on TV. What are we doing? This is what is caused. If this was relegated to C-SPAN, we wouldn't even know it existed.
Right.
And they would probably get through it. But because it's on like our shows now, they're like going like, okay, this is for my future. I'm going to be like, I need to do this and make the people on Twitter happy, or the people or my buddies on television, you know, invite me more often because, you know, I'm seen as feisty, giving it to the man. But if it wasn't on this, we wouldn't know. I brought a
why is that?
I was going to ask.
I want to fast forward through it. When it's up there, I want to fast forward because we know what the ending's going to be, right?
What is the ending?
The ending is probably going to be McCarthy, but I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care. This is the worst game of chicken ever. It's like, it used to game of chicken, you have a car going at the other and you wait. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's just bad. It's like the Republicans read a book by the Democrats saying how to really screw up your party.
You must really just love watching this, don't you?
It's not a bad day to be a Democrat. Dems in array, please. Headlines everywhere. So I won't. The judge doesn't want to hear about a candidate like a Fred Upton or someone who could unify, get Democrats to come over and work with moderate Republicans.
What?
Why'd you throw me in? The Fred
Well, you
Upton,
said I don't want to hear about any moderate Republicans, so that's who Fred Upton.
Explain this to everybody, how that would work. You're saying you could get a moderate Republican to get enough Democrat votes for Speaker?
They will. For now, we're in line, right? So 212, we vote for Hakeem Jeffries. If there is somebody that is preferable to having Kevin McCarthy, then you will be able to pick off Democrats to do that. Hakeem Jeffries may vote for him himself. If it was someone like a Fred Upton, who's always been a moderate, worked with Democrats, voted to impeach President Trump, maybe they trot in Lee Zeldin, who would not get Democratic votes.
Who votes for their own executioner?
Well, Trump isn't around.
No, I'm talking about Republicans.
Oh. I don't know who does it.
It's true.
But
sorry.
I was just can I just add one thing that we've known for several weeks that this group was going to vote against Kevin McCarthy, right? They were the Never McCarthy folks, but they never put forward who their alternative was.
Right.
Like who is your
But
plan?
they're actually,
and even you had somebody like a lot of the Trump folks, including the president himself, weighed in with these people who don't want to vote for McCarthy and said, "You guys, what are you
Vote for
doing?
him.
You're crazy." And they wouldn't listen to him either. So I really don't know how it ends.
But they're not actually one faction. It's not just Freedom Caucus folks. So you have like the Lauren Boeberts and the Marjorie Taylor Greene is on McCarthy's side now, Matt Gaetz, and then you have traditional Freedom Caucus guys. And that's what you have three options. You have Biggs, you have people. I mean, Jim Jordan is up there nominating Kevin McCarthy, and then people are still voting for Jim Jordan. They want anarchy. They want to humiliate him. He has been completely humiliated, and that will continue probably for days. And again, Dems in array. Print it.
All right, Greg, just fast forward through the whole thing.
She didn't say
Greg.
disarray. She said array.
Array. New headline.
Yes.
Usually.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.